Hi everyone, I'm Terry, and this is the Yarnjoy podcast, episode number 148. Welcome. Okay, so I have, let's see, 4 finished objects this time. So let's just get started and I'll show you what I did. Okay, so for my first finished object, I have the Circle and Stripes throw. This is a pattern that I had gotten from one of my crochet magazine subscriptions that I had. I can't remember which one. But anyway, now I started with that pattern, but I ended up doing something different. Now I will pop in a picture here of what the pattern was supposed to look like, okay? Okay, so here is what I did with the blanket. Okay, so I did the circles, as you can see. Now these are Karen Simply Soft. This is chartreuse, right there, the green. The purple is grape, I think. The yellow is super duper yellow, I think it was called. And the blue, right there, is cobalt blue, I believe. So anyway, so I did the middle part just the way the pattern called. But then when I started doing the bars all the way around the sides, it was striped, a lot of striped sections, as you saw in the picture. Well, I was doing it and it just seemed like it was going too slowly for me. I wanted to get it finished, and just doing those that little strip back and forth and changing colors, and it was just too monotonous for me. So I ripped that out and decided just to do a block stitch, 1 row of each of the 4 colors of the circles, and then the white and the gray as an accent, okay? This background color, let me show you right quick. This background color is a charcoal gray that I got from a mystery bag from Lion Brand, I believe. Anyway, here is the finished product. Ooh, well, my fingers are stuck in it. Right here with the block stitch. And let me hold this section up so you can see better what I did. Okay, I did the cobalt, and then I did a little row of, this is that foundation row, if you're familiar with the block stitch, of white, and then I did the yellow, and then I did the next time I did the foundation row, I did this charcoal instead of the white, and then I did the grape, and then the white again, and then the chartreuse, and then ended up with just a simple well, actually, I was going to do a simple single crochet border, but it was rippling on me. It was too many stitches. And so I pulled that out. And then I ended up doing just that same foundation row part. And I did it in the charcoal. And it worked really well. And I just repeated that foundation row. Okay. So anyway, I really like the way it turned out. See that? And it is lapgan size, as you can see. Here's the bottom of it. And so anyway, I really like it. I think it turned out bright and cheerful. And I like the way the charcoal gray pulled the colors together, and I like it. So anyway, that is finished object number 1. Okay, so that is lapgan size, okay? Let's see, finished object number 2 is Preemie hat number 1 for this month, of my goal of doing 3 Preemie hats per month to donate for the Halloween hat drive to our local NICU, one of the hospitals here. And so anyway, this is Preemie hat number 1. This is an owl hat. Showed it last week that I had done the beanie part of it. And so I got the face and I got the ears put on. This is a pattern by Lovable Loops, lovableloops.com. I did have to, now it was for newborn size, and so I had to go down, I went down 2 or 3 hook sizes, I think, plus I had to kind of fiddle around with the stitch count because it was still coming out too large. it wasn't, you know, it didn't look like it was going to be preemie. And so I kind of had to alter the stitch count a little bit. I think I left out one increase, and then also I used, yes, I used baby yarn, I think, for the white. I had to go down another hook size because the eyes were going to be way too big. So anyway, I did have to fiddle with it just a little bit, but I really like the way it turned out. So there is my Preemie hat number 1 for April. Okay, so that was finish object number 2. So finish object number 3 is, okay, this is, so I'm participating in the Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge, which is being hosted by Terri, no, not Terri, I'm Terri. Christy of Tea Doddles and Christy of Crochet Creations by Christy. Okay, so the theme for this month is new beginnings, and so whatever your interpretation of that would be. And so I decided my interpretation of new beginnings is to do a baby item. And so I decided to make the My First Bunny pattern by Yarnspirations. It's a baby toy, and so there is my bunny, and she does have a pom-pom tail that I made. Now I did make a tutorial on how to make this, and I posted it a few days ago on my channel. And so if you are wanting to get some practice in doing some amigurumi, sewing some pieces together, that sort of thing, if you hadn't done amigurumi, this is a good beginner project, I think. And so check out my tutorial if you're interested in that. I have it both for right-handed and left-handed versions, okay? And now this is a Yarnspirations pattern. I do have permission by Yarnspirations to make the tutorial. So check that out, and I will put a link in the description box below of where you can find the pattern and print the pattern out, and then you can follow my tutorial if you want. So anyway, there you go. So that is my Happy Scrappy Yarn Challenge item for the month of April. And finish object number 3. Okay, so finish object number 4 is I made another Santa. Now this is the kit, the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer kit that I had gotten off of Amazon. I will link in the description box below where you can go to Amazon and find the kit as well. But I am doing this as a challenge for myself throughout the year. Each month I'm going to do one character from this kit, because the kit, it comes with enough yarn to make Rudolph and Santa, but then also it comes with a pattern book that's got 12 characters in it, all from the cartoon. And so it's got these right there, those characters, and then it's got those characters. Okay, and so far I have made Santa and Rudolph and Clarice right there, and then I just made a second Santa. Now this is per request from a friend of mine. We're going to be doing a crochet swap, and so this is something that she was wanting me to make her one, and so I'm including this with her box that I'm putting together that we're going to do a swap with. So that's why I did a second Santa. Okay, and then also, so then for this month, so that's my finished object. Okay, so on to works in progress. Let's go on to do that. So on to the works in progresses. For this month, the character is Hermie, which is the elf right there. And what I'm doing is I'm just going in order with the crochet, the pattern book that's in the kit. And so that is what I'm working on, and I just barely got it started. See, all I've got is his feet. That's it so far. So as you can see, his pants, I have to go through my number 3. Well, actually I'm looking for really light number 3 or sport weight, really small yarn to do those pants. And the pants are like a hot pink, it's calls for. So I'm going to go through and see what I can use. So we'll see what I can find with that. I may have to get a little bit out of a mandala cake or something. I'm not sure, because I've noticed that the mandala, see that in the gnome, it's got that bright pink right there. Might get into that and try to get me a little bit out to do his legs for, you know, his pants. So we'll see. Okay, so next, so that's works in progress number 1 is working on Hermie. Okay. Okay, so works in progress number 2 is the Flamingo bag that I've been working on. So last week I showed you I'd gotten the front panel done, and I was almost finished with the back panel, which was the striped panel. Let me show you what I've done on that. I finished that striped panel right there, okay? And then I also put the two together, okay? I just stitched the ends together. I did a slip stitch along the edges, slip stitching them together, but on the inside, okay? And so I've got that done. I haven't I need to attach the bottom of the bag. I haven't done that yet, but I have picked out some fabric that I'm going to be using as a liner. Now, I just went through my fabric collection to see what I had that I had enough of to get 2 of those panels, you know, for both sides and the bottom of the bag. And so this is the only thing I had that was really that was close, that I thought coordinated, sort of. And so this is what I'm using, because I wanted to use what I had. And this ended up using 2 fat quarters, okay? And so this is the material that I found. When I was little, we called fabric material, so I kind of interchange it now, but this is the fabric that I picked out, and I think it will coordinate, you know, pretty good, see? Yeah. So anyway, that is what I'm going to be using for the lining. And so I have the pieces. What I did is I laid the panels out before stitching the back and front panels together. I just took one of the panels because they are the same size. I laid them down on the fabric, and then I kind of traced around. And it was 2 layers of fabric because I had to do back and front. And so I traced around the bag, and then I cut, instead of on those lines, I cut in about 1/4 of an inch, something like that, on the inside of those lines to make it a little bit smaller to fit on the inside of the bag. Okay, so that's what I did, and so I cut the pieces out, including the bottom part. It's just a long oval, it's in the other room. But anyway, and then I went ahead and stuck the panels, stitched the panels together. So my next step is to stitch on the bottom piece, and then I will work on making the liner. Okay, and then I'll put the liner in and get that attached to it. And I still haven't decided on the strap in the pattern. Okay, well, the pattern is by a crafty cruella.co.uk, I think. I'll put the link in the description box below. But anyway, in the pattern, it's only got 1 strap that's connected on the sides here, and then comes up and over and connected here. And so I was wondering if I only used 2, just that 1 strap, that it's going to end up hanging wrong, you know, or gapped open or whatever. If it's just connected by those 2, by the sides only with 1 strap, I'm not sure. I had even thought about maybe I'll do 2 straps and then, you know, have them from like over here over and then around to over here, and then on both sides, and they'll have 2 straps. That way it'll be hung by like this, you know, instead of like this. I just was wondering if that would like gap open or distort the picture. I don't know. It might look okay. I still haven't decided on the strap issue yet. But anyway, so that's coming along. It's going to be a very big bag, as you can see. It will be great. I don't know, maybe a market bag, or a bag to take to the library to put books in, or of course a big project bag for a big project would be good as well. So we'll see what I'll use it for. Okay, so that is works in progress number 2, and I've only got 1 more works in progress. Okay, Before I go off of that though, this is my entry in the Stash Buster 2020 challenge for the month, because it's supposed to be a bag or tote bag or market bag or something. So this is my entry to it. I just love that flamingo. Okay. Now let's go on. Okay, so works in progress number 3, which is my final works in progress for the week, is another crochet along that I've started, just started, and this is hosted by Christy of Crochet Creations by Christy, the same Christy again, but she is now co-hosting this crochet along with Kim, who is the Crafty Nomad here on YouTube, and so I will link their channels below as well. They are doing they're calling it a lit, L-I-T, Cal, C-A-L, okay, and I think that's what they're calling it. Anyway, it stands for Lost in Time. So what they're doing is the Lost in Time shawl. This is a pattern by Joanna Lindahl. And I have never made this shawl before, and since I just finished the Erigenia shawl, I decided to jump on and go ahead and participate in this one. This crochet along will run until June, I think, or something like that. So you have plenty of time if you want to jump in and crochet this shawl with us. Now, Christy, I believe it's on Christy's Facebook page, she is having giveaways for this, like monthly giveaways to participants that put like their works in progress pictures, I think, on there. Anyway, so this is what I've done so far. The Lost in Time shawl is done with, I believe, fingering weight. Now this is number 3 weight yarn. It is another of the Lion Brand mandala cakes that I picked out. This one I am using Gnome, and it is in my Yarn Keeper, my Use What You Got Yarn Keeper. I do have a tutorial on how to make this here on my channel, and also if you want a written version, the written pattern in PDF form, I do have it available in my Etsy shop. Okay, so this is what I'm using to hold my mandala cake in for the Lost in Time shawl, and as you can see, I just got started with it, but I really like it. It's got lots of texture to it. I think it's going to be a fun project to do, and so I just started a little bit working on that. And let's see, what else? That's all that I've worked on. Had quite a few finishes, so I'm glad I was able to finish some things up. So let's go on to upcoming. So for upcoming projects, I have Preemie hat number 2 that I need to get started for the month. I do have an idea of what it's going to be. I believe it'll be a sock monkey hat, which I've never made a sock monkey hat. So that should be fun. I have a pattern in mind to do that, and I will show it to you next week, because I need to get started on it. And so that's upcoming. And also, I made a big oops. Yesterday was Wednesday, and I was supposed to film a Whip Wall Wednesday episode number 6. Yeah, number 6 yesterday, and I totally forgot. I was thinking it was that I had another week, you know, to do one next Wednesday, not yesterday, and so I totally forgot about it. And until somebody asked me on the Facebook group, did I miss it? You know, and I was like, oh no, was I supposed to do one yesterday? And so I look on my calendar, and yes, I was supposed to do one, and I didn't. So Whip Wall Wednesday will be delayed a week, so then it'll be on Wednesday, and so that will be coming up next week. I feel so bad, but just all our schedules, you well know that all the schedules, the schedules for school or work or whatever, everything is messed up right now because of the COVID-19 virus. And so it just seems like my days are running together because, I mean, I always stayed at home. You know, I don't work outside the home, but you know, we always went to church on Sunday, went to church on Wednesday night, and so that kind of broke up my week, and that kind of gave me a schedule. Okay, this is church night, or this is church, you know, whatever. And of course, weekends, I know the weekends, because my husband would be home. He is not home. He is not working from home. He is working at work, essential job position, I guess. But anyway, so now that I don't have, we're following the church service, but it's all streaming online to abide by the stay-at-home, unless you're in an essential job position, rules. And so that's kind of messed up my schedule, and I forget what day it is. So I did realize yesterday was Wednesday because we had our streaming service last night for our church, but I just totally forgot which Wednesday it was. And so anyway, long excuse and explanation. I'm sorry it didn't come out, but it will be coming out next Wednesday, this upcoming Wednesday. And then I will try to do a lot better as far as checking my calendar to see which video is supposed to be coming out. Okay, so that's upcoming. And then that is it. Of course, there's always, I just finished this blanket, and so I am on the lookout to do something new. I will let you know that a couple of weeks ago I said that I was participating in a crochet along by I forget, creative crochet workshop. Well, I was working on it. I picked out my yarn for it. I was having a good time. It was called the Beach Blues Baby Blanket, and I should have realized that this is just not my type of project, because I have done projects before that's a stitch sampler where they have sections of stitches. I did the Jaden Stitches one a couple of years ago, and it worked out pretty well. Because I used all the same brand of yarn, and so my tension and everything worked out really well. Well, this one, I thought I had picked out the same yarn weight of all of my colors, which I guess I didn't, because I did the first section, it was fine. I did the next section, and it was growing, the edges were going out this way, and so I had to go down hook sizes and rip it out, and go down another hook size and rip it out, until I got to where the edges would line up and they were not growing. Okay, so I got that section. I think, okay, so I'm over that, because I knew that yarn was a little thicker than the one before. Well, I went to the next color, and I thought that one was the same thickness as the first yarn. So I went back to that original hook size, and this one, the edges were going in this way. And so, it's just giving me a headache. I love the project. I think it's a beautiful project. If I had all the same brand yarn, I think it would work fine. But since I was just kind of using some leftover yarn that I had in some open skeins and stuff, it's just not working, because like I said, I'd have to keep ripping out and changing hooks, and ripping out and changing hooks, until I got to the one that would make the sides go straight. And so I was having such a hard time with it, and I thought, nope, I don't need this stress. Enough stress going on. Don't need this stress. So I'm going to abandon that project, I guess. I mean, rip it out and do something different. Sad to say about that, because it is a beautiful project. But I think at this time I just need to do that. So I will be looking for something else to start. Oh, and also one thing upcoming I wanted just to say is I've got a tag video. Well, is it a tag video? Yeah, I guess. It's just kind of a boredom buster, just for fun video that I'm going to film right after I finish with this one, and it's answering some questions, and it's just something fun to do. And so check that out if you want, and I hope you'll participate in the tag and do a video yourself answering the questions, because it's just fun to do that. I think, get to know each other. So that's upcoming. I'll be doing that right after I finish with this one. And so I think that's it for now. So thank you so much for my subscribers, those that have been here from the beginning, and those that have just joined us and subscribed. Thank you so much. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. I like to make a variety of different types of projects, and I'm also putting out tutorials and things from time to time. So I'd really love for you to join me and share in my love for yarn and yarny things. So I guess that's it, guys. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Stay safe, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.